Hey everyone, my name is Trofort Wilson, and here's another photo shoot breakdown. So for this shoot, I had the amazing opportunity to work again with the Atlanta Dream for their media day. Now this photo shoot, although it was fun, it was somewhat difficult only because we were shooting on the black background, but we were incorporating 4 different lighting sets, and we only had the athletes for about 10 minutes. So it was a lot of adjusting, a lot of moving pieces, but we definitely had a great time making it work. Now for my gear list, I shot with the Canon R5 with the 70 to 200 millimeter lens, and for our lights, we used the Profoto D1s. For our first lighting setup, we did our standard lighting setup, which is great for WNBA and great for all athletes as well. For our key light, we had the white beauty dish with the diffuser because we wanted the light to not be too contrasty but a little diffused. For our fill light, we had the Chrome fill. Now we also had a second fill light, which was a small umbrella aimed at the legs of the subject just to be able to fill in the full body of the athlete. And for our rim light, we had 2 medium strips aimed towards the subject, and here's how those images came out. Now for our second setup, we kept our key light and our fill light, and all we did was adjust our rim light. So instead of using the medium strips, we switched those out for our reflectors with some red gels on it because red is their brand colors, and we wanted to be able to incorporate some color gels in the mix. And here's how those images came out. Now for our third lighting setup, we want to go for some nice black and white moody images. So we kept our key light, we kept our fill light, and we killed our back and our rim light. So all we had was a 2 light setup, and we just changed our settings for black and white, and here's how those images came out. Now for our last setup, we want to go for some nice dramatic images. So we killed our key light, which was our beauty dish. We kept our Chrome fill light, and we decided to turn back on our medium strips that were aimed towards the subject. And with these black and white images, as you guys can see, it created a nice mood. And because we kept our fill light, the images didn't come out as a silhouette because you were still able to see some definition and some detail in the face. Now one trick, whenever you're doing multiple lighting setups on just one background and you're gonna have to change it out a lot, you wanna make sure that you have everything in one direct place where all your assistants have to do is turn on one light or turn off one light. So although we had 4 different lighting setups with the athletes in a limited amount of time, it was easy for us to make these adjustments because all we had to do was turn on and turn off different lights once we got the shots that we needed. Now in total, this was a 7 light setup, but the great thing for situations like this is whenever you have multiple lights, it's so easy to make adjustments when all you have to do is tell your assistant to turn on this light or turn off one light, so that it's able to make your workflow much quicker, because it would have been so difficult if we only had a 3 or 4 light setup, and between each shot we would have to change out the lights or change out the modifiers. Now whenever you're working with a client and they want to do multiple looks and multiple images, always make sure that you have enough gear possible to make the workflow as smooth as possible for you and for your team. Now we were able to create such a great variety of images in the short amount of time that we had the athletes, all because we were prepared, all because we had a great structure, and because we had a great workflow. So I hope that these lighting diagrams were helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and be on the lookout for the next video.